Okay, welcome everyone to another interesting edition of Learning with Moses Adwali Education System. So today, what are we going to be talking about? Just like a follow-up on the video I posted the other time about how you can use your system, your laptop, to increase your student engagement by giving them online tests. You can equally use your phone to do the same thing. Same thing I enunciated in that video using our laptop. You can equally use your phone to do that. So you can use your phone to prepare a Google form. I'm going to take us through that simple step of generating your questions so that students will be able to answer, and then you capture their responses right there on your phone. Okay, so if you want to do that, come look for Google Chrome on your phone. I'm on the desktop icon of my phone now, so I will click on Google Chrome. On Google Chrome, let me go to a new tab. Okay? So, right from your new tab, type forms.google.com. Forms.google.com. So that has been typed out, and you can see some drop down. The one that says Untitled Form, Google Forms. So I will click on that one because you are creating a new form for your student. And if you have created others before, like the one I have, biology test Google form, I've just created that. So it will give you the list of everything that I have created using this form. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. So let's click on. Now you click on forms.google.com. Now, when you click on that, you wait, it loads, and then it takes you to this page. This page, very, very interesting. You can see some icons here. From the top right corner where I have the blue icon, the one that shows M, that one will be showing you your default email. That's your default email. And then following that to the left is there's three dots, three vertical dots, where you can use to set your form. And following through to the left is an arrow pointing to the right, and that is where you use to send your form. And the other icon, I will explain them in the course of this video. God bless you. So now I am on this page, and it shows untitled form. So you have to give your form a title. For example, let me say this test is for, do you say physics? I say this test is for physics. So I will write physics. So this is physics test. See, physics test. Okay. Now, under the untitled form, under that physics that I wrote, there are two icons there. You have the one for question, and you have the one for responses. The one for question. So we are right on the page where we are going to insert our questions now. Later we'll come back to this page where we are going to capture our responses. So for now, let's step it with the question page. Okay? Now, my page has been titled Physics Test. And then I can add form description by saying this is our first test. Okay? Just add any description. This is our first test. Remember to write your name, something like that. Remember to write your name. Just give any description you want this form to carry. And one beautiful thing about this form is the page you are working on, as in the slide you are working on. Check the left-hand corner. It is always checkmark blue. So any page you are working on or any slide you are working on, the blue mark will always be on that slide. Now, let me come down to bottom of my phone here, where you have about 6 icons. The one that has plus, the one that has right arrow. Deep down under my phone, the one is plus. That one is for you to add a new slide. And anywhere you're adding the new slide will come automatically under the immediate slide that you are working on. That one has been checked blue. Then you have the other one that have another right arrow. I'm going to explain that one. The one that has double T, there is an icon that has the icon like you want to import images. The one that has a play button, like that one used to import video from YouTube. And there is the last one that has section. All of these things are very, very important, and I'm going to take them in each of our video production. So for today, I'm going to show you how you're going to add new slide and just make this a form, make this a quiz, so that you'll be able to capture your student responses and know that they are following your content. So I'll click on the next slide. I click on the next slide, the untitled slide is there. So I've named the first one physics test. Then I have the second slide that is highlighted now. I have untitled questions. Under the untitled question, I have many options. This is where you can select what do you want this slide to do. Do you want it to behave as a multiple choice answer? If you click on this thing, there is going to be a drop down. This is the drop down. Sorry, let me go back. Let me go back to forms.google.com. Then physics text. Okay, please let me go back. Okay, so let me quickly do what we have done before, so that we can quickly physics test, and then we have that there. That's where we stopped. Okay, so I'll click on this. I was explaining what you are going to use some of this drop down to do. So when I click that drop down, I have paragraph, short answer, paragraph, multiple checkbox, dropbox, upload. I'm going to explain all of this, and now you are going to use them to create your evaluation. So here on this now, let's add our first question. But before we add our first question, I want you to take note of something. Look at this slide that I'm working on, this untitled question slide. At the top left button, at the top down left part of this slide, there is supposed to be a marker. That's a marker that we use to mark our student note. That mark, okay? That's supposed to be a marker, but it's not there. So you have to put that. If you don't put that, this form will just behave as if it's a survey. So just collect your survey for you. It won't be able to help you say, okay, this person scored this person scored this person passed, or this person failed. So if you want to do that, what do? You go back to that top right corner where we have the icon very close to your email. Look at that blue part where I have Moses. I told you before, there is a triple vertical dot here. Click on that triple vertical dot. This drop down comes down. Click on setting. Beautiful. Under setting, you have 3 subheadings, 3 major ones. The first one is general, the second one is presentation, and the third one is quizzes. So under quizzes, you go to quizzes, and then you click make this a quiz. As soon as you click that, you see everything is now checkmarked purple. So meaning this form will now behave as a quiz form. And what do we do? The respondent can see missed question, they can see correct answer, and they can see the point that they get. What do you then do next? Click on save. Click on save. Fine. As soon as you click save, let's now go and check our slide. Beautiful. Look at what I'm talking about. Underneath this place, the left bottom corner, you now have a stack there that has marker, showing that this form can now give you responses in form of marks. Okay, so let me put the first question. Let me put the first question. Let's say weight is a dash quantity. You see a vector or a scalar. That's what I mean. Let's say we just need that. Okay. Let's choose multiple choice because we want it to behave as if it is A, B, C, or D. Okay. Now I'll now click option 1 and now say is a scalar quantity. Is a scalar. Let's say weight is a scalar, but we did know that weight is a vector because it has direction and equally has a magnitude. And then the second one is a vector. Okay. Now, after you have done that for that slide, what do? Click on this marker at the top down left bottom corner of your slide. Click on marker. As soon as you click on marker, it gives you how many points you want to allocate to this. How many points do you want to allocate to this question? Let me say 2 points. Then, which one is the correct answer? Vector is the correct answer. So I click on vector and then it checks marks it. So you can see it has marked it green. So anybody that chooses vector when it's answering the question will get it correctly. Anybody that chooses scalar will get it wrongly. So the next thing is we add another slide. Add another slide. Okay. So another slide has been added on this question. So we can put the next question there. Let's say the next question. The relationship of Ohm's law. Of Ohm's law is between dash and dash. Okay. Now this one is still going to be multiple. Now let's choose our answers. Of course, one answer is going to be correct. Let's say between current and time, for example. That won't be correct. Let's say it's between current and voltage. Okay, voltage, and let's say maybe it's between voltage and work, for example. So let's say this is our option. We can add as many as possible. We equally do the same thing. For that question by clicking this right hand corner. It says how many points? 2 points. And what is the correct answer? Is relation between current and the voltage. So you click that and say, okay, it's correct now. So we have 2 questions now. Never mind that this has been, it's rearranged itself. There's no big deal about that. You can equally put the arrangement back. So this is how our question is going to appear. But before then, what I'm going to do is I will go to this title page, and then I will insert a new slide here. This slide I will use it to capture their name and say, I will say, what is your name? For example, why do I need that? I want to capture all their names on my database. So as soon as they finish answering the question, I will be able to know, okay, Olu scored this, John scored that, and so on. So here, I don't need anything. I'll just only need short answer. So I'll just put a short answer there. Okay? So my form or our test is now ready. So if you want to add as many questions as possible, you're going to do it the same way you have just demonstrated for these 2. If you want to add as many as 20 slides, and just insert the question, and then just click the right answer, allocate your point, move to the next one, and so on, like that. Okay, so now we want to send this form to our student to answer. Where do you now go? You come to this topmost corner where you have this right pointing arrow. Just the second icon, the third icon from my email, the one that shows blue M, the top right arrow pointing right. Click on that arrow, and you want to send. And now say send this form. Now, send via what? How do you want to send this form? Through email, or through link, or through the other means? Let's say we are going to treat about how to send through link here, because you are using your phone. You are not sending it through your email. Because when you want to send it through email, you just come to under this email and inside that person's email, and then you click send. When you want to put it on WhatsApp platform where many students can see it and answer, and then you capture their responses. So click the second icon, click link. As soon as you click link, Google brings out this link for you. Okay? This is the link now. https://google.com/form and so on and so on and so forth. So the next thing you do is just click on copy. As soon as you click copy, okay, you have your link copied out. So you can now customize this. Go to your WhatsApp. Go to WhatsApp and now paste on that group icon. So when you get here, this is our WhatsApp page. Now, for example, I want to paste it on capacity training building platform. So I will click on this place and I'll say paste. As soon as I paste, our link is here, and then you can see it, physics test coming up. Okay, so even underneath this, you can put some other inscription that this is your test. Just put anything. This is your test. Answer them before you put the time limit, because you won't leave the form on forever. Before, let's say 3 days or whatsoever. So before 3 p.m. on so. Okay, just write anything to guide the student, and then what do you now do? You now click on send. After you have done that, so you can now click send. So you have it there, right on capacity training development. So supposing capacity training development is your school platform, anybody that clicks it from this page will be able to answer the question. Okay, so now if you click this now, let me say I click on the, how is your student going to see your question at the other end? This is the same way they were going to see it. Okay, now the first one, what is your name? I'll say my name is Moses. Let's say the student says my name is Moses Adewale, for example. It goes to the next question. The relationship of Ohm's law is between dash and dash. Let me say he knows this and say current and voltage. He clicks current and voltage. He doesn't want his course yet. Weight is dash quantity. Let's say he doesn't know this. Instead of clicking vector, he click scalar, and the student submitted. When he submits physics test, you see view score. The student can view his score and say, I scored 2/4. Total point, 2/4. So you can scroll down as many questions that you have inserted and say, well, okay, I got this one right. I missed this one. You can scroll down. This is just a demo for us to insert as many questions. You can use about 20 slides for your question. And then you'll be inserting the allocated point. So here, the student can see this. Now, for you as a teacher, how are you going to capture the response of this guy or anybody that has taken part in this test? What you do is you go back to where we were before, where we created our form. I told you, under question we were. Now you can see under responses, we have responses 1. So if you want to see what your student has done, just click on responses. When you click on responses, you have this Excel mark, green. Click on that in front of one response. Click on that green icon for Excel and say create. Click on create. So now Excel will open this for you with your email. Choose the email that you want to use to open it. Click OK. And then Excel will just open this one for you. Okay. Now, so he has helped you track all your students' responses. And then look at it from this angle. You have timestamp. He did it 8/2020. Okay? October 8, 2020, around 16:54. And it's called 2/4. Okay? The first one is, what is your name? So that we'll be able to capture everybody's name in that order. Okay? And then you can see all the questions there. The relationship of Ohm's law. What was this response? You can see it. Which is that quantity? You can see it. And if you have as many questions as ever like that, that is the same way you will be able to track your student responses and see their score correspondingly. So it's as easy as that. As easy as that. So that's how to create a Google form to track your student responses and increase their learning engagement. Increase their learning engagement in that order. So it's very, very interesting tool for you to use and for you to use to track what your student has been doing after you have created your content. Okay, so that is that about how to use Google Form to generate your student engagement, to increase your student engagement in your learning course. Just follow those simple steps, and then you will be able to, you will be very, very glad with time when you are seeing what your students are doing. Okay? And then if you now say, they have done, you have a lot of it, how will you now see their scores? You can come to your Google Drive, click on your Google Drive, okay, and then scroll through your Google Drive. You see as many of your content that are created through Google Form from your Google Drive. Okay, so these are some of my testimonies when I did that for junior science. Let me check the result for junior science, and then you see how well the student did. Okay, this is it, junior science 2. Let me see how the student performed in that order. Okay, this is it, this is it, this is it, and very many of them. So I even used the form to capture their class, and I did this during lockdown. So this is how you see, as many of them that answers your question, you find their name there and their score, their name, their score, their name, their scores, and so on and so on. So about 170 something, 178 students did that during lockdown and still counting. So, and the first thing is, one thing is, when I first did this, maybe only 60 students responded, and then you can share this result. You can go back and share this result on the platform. Everybody say, hey, that test, I did well, I didn't do well, I didn't not even do at all. They begin to call each other, and then the learning engagement increases. You can equally ask them to add some short answers. Maybe you give a particular definition in your video, and then you want to track, are they really following that video? That's why I put this divine satellite here, just to capture what my students are doing online. So this is how to use Google Form to create massive content and increase your student learning engagement. That's our take for this session. I will be right back again to put you through on how to use this enormous tool to increase your student learning engagement. Thank you, and God bless you.